Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. I apologize if you can hear my fans on in the background, but it's been very hot where I live and I go through this every summer where I don't have air conditioning in my home, so I have to use fans, which means unfortunately a lot of noise in the background. Anyway, last episode, where were we? I think we were actually in the trial and we were um, speaking to Victor Kudo, that grumpy old man. Let's see if we can get anything useful out of this strange old fellow, okay? Let's continue. Okay, alright, we were actually smack dab in the middle of his testimony, that's right. There was a ribbon, her hair, apron straps were loose. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Oh! Whoa, wait. Wait a minute. Not even this bright red spot? Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
Ah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that, Well, you half-witted clot.
Mm-hmm.
What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops.
Look at that face. Oh my god. His nose is so ridiculous.
Witness. You can't just oops your way out of this.
Huh. Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one witness in the restaurant. Or waitress, not witness. I don't know why I keep messing up waitress and witness. My brain is like, eh?
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
That whole statement right there is so contradictory. He can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Very well, let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
Okay.
He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
Okay.
The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is.
It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we going to handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
Yeah, I suppose, but it's what I do best. Oh, Phoenix, that's not really flattering to say about yourself. All right, let's see. What can we trip him up? Okay, let's just press some stuff. Spectacles?
Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Kudo's sharp appearance. Oh my god, Judge, please. We don't need to get all sci-fi up in here.
We better come up with something sharp and quick.
I guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. Okay. Doesn't mean I have to come back to that then. Alright, newspaper. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan. I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Guts and Braun retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you judge me?
Ow! Ow!
Guts and Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway,
Guts and Brawn. Ah, got it. The young man was listening to the wireless. Okay. The wireless.
The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh boy.
And using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is.
You wanted to know what was going on too. He's so nosy.
I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at me like that for, huh? How dare you feel sorry for me?
Ow! Ow! Poor Phoenix gets abused a lot in this game, doesn't he? With the hot coffee and now this. Okay, then the starving girl in question brought over the Javachino. Fidget picked up the cup. Okay, let's press on this one first. His free hand.
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand was in his right hand, then which hand? Oh, okay.
Ow! Ow! Okay, I get it. Huh. Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. Okay, what I'm wondering... He said newspaper in his right hand. Wait. Covered in victim Maggie's fingerprints. Was there nothing else about the hands? Wait, what's this? Traven crime photo? Kind of blurry. What's this? Has her fingerprints. Just going over the evidence. Bag is empty. else that he had his hands on? Left by the victim. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to press on the other one then. Serving girl. Okay. You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw it from the front or behind? My eyes don't lie.
Ow! Ow! Better not push it until I got some hard evidence. Okay, little fidget picked up the cup, took a sip. So that would be his left. Okay, what are we doing? Listening to his wireless. Newspaper. Let me press this again just one more time just in case something new pops up. Over his left eye. Pair of glasses. Anything else? Nope. Okay. I thought something new might pop up. His right hand. I feel like the hand thing has to be it. This free hand took a sip. Wait. La 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 la. Trying to figure this out. Maybe the victim's seat with his right hand. His free hand took a sip. Where was Kudo sitting? I don't remember. It doesn't even say, right? With his right hand. Wait. With his free hand would have been the left hand. So the lip mark would have been on the other side. Maybe it's this one? Yes. Okay, I was right. I was like, wait, I had to figure this out. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory?
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the Pigeon Song.
Care to tell us where this is going, trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
Gah, what is this, kindergarten?
But I would like the court to please take a look at this.
That's the cup the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. Wow, Phoenix. Kinda sassy there. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the Pigeon Song. Yeehaw! So rude to your elders.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Uh-oh. Wait!
Oh dear.
If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotpot and you spiky-haired yahoo, who are at fault.
Hotbot, what? Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me.
68, wow.
Listen to what I've got to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Wait, Godot!
Mr. Godot?
This is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Oh my god. Look at that face. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Let's see.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand.
Okay. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad. But they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts in good old black and white.
Alright. You sure about that, sir? Let's see. Was wearing on the same side the green lenses of specs. Are you sure about that? Got this from the doctor. Let me see. Profile. Left eardrum was ruptured. See, if his left eardrum was ruptured, then there's no way he would wear the earpiece on that side. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question, you can look me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon!
Oh my god. Order, order, order. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Kudo? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. Hey, I take my coffee with milk, so you shush. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his Dravachino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Don't try to change things now. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elk drank the poisoned coffee. Like this! He's like, dies. Sadly, Mr. Kudo, that doesn't wash. Doesn't wash. That's a weird saying. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory was credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
Bruh.
Wow. That poor old man.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey!
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. Ha ha!
I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Woo! We survived! Oh no! No!
Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bubbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know.
What? There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown?
No!
The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the coffee you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man.
That's enough, witness.
I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony.
Dagnabbit.
You bet, much, much quicker.
I can't believe this is happening.
You better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Cheats enabled. Oh my god, Kudo, please stop. You're so annoying. The final showdown.
First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turned things upside down, huh?
Wow. Everyone's like, not impressed.
Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again. You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man.
No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah, so what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
Your bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. Ugh. You're so annoying, Kudo. Okay, let's do this. La la la. Young boy slumped over. Clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. But, look at this picture. The vase looks fine and, yeah. Huh. Mr. Kudo. This is a photograph of the crime scene.
Huh? So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Uh,
Lost your tongue, Granddad? Oh, wow.
I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch.
Ow! Ow! So much abuse. Seed abuse.
Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. Ah!
What is it now?
I just remembered something.
Yes, go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What? What?
Oh, well, you see. It startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table.
Yes, it was on my table.
Look at that embarrassed face.
And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked.
This is like so ridiculous. Most ridiculous testimony I've ever seen. Godot's hand is like perpetually as if it's holding a cup of coffee.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else.
No. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait, listen to me!
Gets dragged away. Thank God. It's over.
Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far.
A mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece which was inserted into his left ear out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it.
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor.
The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement.
Okay, another frickin' haiku.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that.
Godot's really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too.
Very well.
I mean, yeah, almost did the old man voice.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Thank God. Phew. It was rough doing the voice of 2 old men back to back like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. Sorry my dog barked in the middle of it. He's in that mood today. Anyway, until next time. Hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.